They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. They feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly.
Yo, what's up, world? Welcome back to another great episode of Express Yourself with XPress. I am your grateful host, because humble, not anymore. But we is humble, but we're more so grateful. And let me go ahead and share some light on some individuals that I am very grateful for. So let me thank my proud sponsors, Shoe Pugs, King Vision, Self Love, Burgundyism, and Free Few, and plenty more to come. Like I said, y'all gonna see me at the Jumbotron very soon. We working on some things, but you know how I start every episode with an expression of the episode, and this one is very near and dear, but it's really direct, and that's dedication. For a fact, I've been watching this individual for quite some time, and honestly, his dedication to the game is it's a portion of why he goes as hard as he does, because he's not doing it for himself. He's doing it for others and being an inspiration. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome in my brother, Eban Jackson.
Man, hey, how you doing?
Man, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here.
No, this is long overdue, for sure,
Absolutely.
sure. Family of family is always family. And this had to happen, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Absolutely.
So let's start them off with letting them know where you're originally from, your family upbringing.
All right, man. Well, originally from Carson, California,
Yep.
born and raised. Pretty much, started there. My dad, my mom and dad, grew up together, married. Actually, yesterday was their 31st wedding anniversary.
Man, clap to the 31st
So,
like Baskin Robbins over here.
Come on now, just like that. So my dad grew up as an independent artist. Because he, had me, my brother, back to back, had to go to dad mode. So, didn't really get to, really extend his rap journey.
Okay.
His music journey. So, funny enough, one day I come across an old what was it, the CD?
Yeah.
Come on, you know what I'm talking about.
They got the zip
the
on it,
C-
open it up, and it just got
CD
a
folder.
Rolodex.
You know what I'm saying? So
Or it's a big
I
square
come,
folder one with,
you feel me? With like 4, 5.
Yep, and one, and
come
then
on
you use
now.
the back end.
Hey, you know it. So, you come across that blank CD. I was like, okay, hold on, what's this? And then ended up hearing my dad's, like small mixtape with a couple of his homies from Carson, and pretty much from there, bro, it was like, man, like I could do this, like I can mess with this a little bit. So what started off as a hobby, is now, what basically transpired into our independent label, transpired into me rebranding into not necessarily a different me, but a different me. Really expressing myself as myself. And like I said, going with the rebrand is Eban Jackson, and also too the label Greatness Over Everything as well too. We started as Can't Measure Greatness, which was pretty which was pretty solid as well too. But Greatness Over Everything kind of speaks a little bit more to the overall message that we want to really give to the people, and want people to run with, and want people to internalize and turn into their own. Essentially, 1% better every single day, and no matter and no matter what way, So, yeah, man. Once an athlete as well too.
Yep.
Finished at I played at Long Beach Poly. First 3 years. Finished at Narbonne. Went JUCO route, Elko to Mount Sac.
Yep. It's funny. I went to high school out in IE. I went to Gary High School, so I definitely know about Mount Sac.
Okay. Yep.
We got prelims up there, track meets up there. Yep.
Yep. The Mount Sac relays for sure. I know that's a real big thing. But went the JUCO route. Didn't initially get picked up until what was that? Maybe my redshirt sophomore year. That's where I ended up at Lincoln University.
Yep.
First HBCU at that as well. So got some real culture experience for college for real. And that was, that was probably one of the biggest blessings out of everything. Just being able to immerse myself in a different culture and really being able to express myself and find myself. Essentially as an individual. I feel like a lot of times, a lot of people are so home-centered.
Yeah.
We don't get enough experiences outside of what we're used to on a regular daily basis. And
absolutely.
That experience right there was everything. So spent 3 years out there was great. Met a lot of good people, met a lot of great people actually. Networking was crazy out there. Still get love out there as well to this day. But pandemic happened. Once the pandemic happened, I was like, all right, well shoot, send me home.
Right.
I knew at that point football was, pretty much over with. So, I had no problem, hanging up the cleats because, I was fulfilled. My biggest thing was, using sports as an avenue for me to get my degree. I got my degree in psychology, so
Yes,
that
you
was
did.
everything that, that it needed to be. From there, I was like, okay, well, shoot, it's music time.
Right.
I was basically, using the time that I was going there and back, to record, to drop and, kind of, balancing the two. But, I always knew that, like, once I really got the opportunity to, go ahead and go full force, I was going to do that. So, pandemic sent me home, got me into just that. And shoot, really, like I said, from 2020 on to today, we've been, pushing a line and really just organizing and putting things together. And, man, it's been a journey, but we here.
No, so it's
I'm
been an
happy
awesome journey, and it's been a privilege and a pleasure for me to be able to see it from afar, but also be connected with individuals that are up close and personal on it. How can you say the importance of the support that you've been getting from not only your peers, but people, individuals that you don't know, and fans as well? How important has that been to your journey?
It's huge. It's huge. Essentially that's what shapes, your message and your target market and everything is such like that, and I feel like the biggest thing right now, because the world is so content centered, it's reaching the people and trying to figure out what the people want to see, and not necessarily, to play into okay, I'm only going to do what people want, or it becomes non-organic at that point. But really just finding your niche of people that need to know what it is that you're putting out there, and I feel like with Greatness Over Everything and with everything that we're doing, it was one of those things that's gonna reach the masses. So I have to put myself out there, and I had to get out of my comfort zone of networking and talking to people and doing different things as such. So all of the feedback that I get from, close friends, that I get from, the random people, I really feel like the random people is more that I look more for that than I do,
Getting a new
those.
listener is more important than having
Man,
a consistent,
absolutely,
person that you've known for quite some time.
absolutely, because it just allows you to know that what you're walking in is what you're supposed to be walking in.
Absolutely.
When somebody can be like, oh, nah, like, I really like what you're doing, and they don't know you from a can of paint. You like, oh man, hey, I love that. I appreciate that. And
100%.
again, that gratefulness that comes behind it, becomes very, very big. So, I definitely, look forward to that and lean to that. And, like I say, just, not having yes men and having people that are able to be like, nah, man, like, I'm not really messing with that. Cool. Why? And that right there is what allows you to take that next step instead of just hearing the negative and being like, oh, why you don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't like it? Like, man, I put my heart and soul into it. You put your heart and soul into it, but it may not be what you need it to be.
You're leading me right into my next question. Talk to all artists on how important it is to separate construction and criticism.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's definitely a big thing. I feel like you're never going to satisfy everybody.
Right.
At the end of the day. Like, somebody's not gonna like it for whatever reason it is. And that's perfectly fine, and you have to be comfortable with knowing that there's gonna be that. So with that being said, you have to, take everything with a grain of salt. One of the biggest things that I live by now is, you can never be too high, you can never be too low. You gotta stay nice and even keel, because at the end of the day, those higher ranges of emotion, they block they block your focus, and they block everything that needs to, kind of navigate you in the space that you're in. So yeah, no, but I definitely welcome it, and I definitely think people should be more welcoming of constructive criticism and looking more for, just constructiveness at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, you're trying to build,
Right.
and that's what constructive criticism is there for. It's for you to build on what it is that you're doing. And just like I say, being able to take that next step. Like, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over. It's gonna work for a while. It's gonna work, and people gonna love it. But that next step of exploration is right there around the corner, and you just got to be able to get that. And you can only get that by stepping outside your comfort zone. And you don't know what's not in your comfort zone unless somebody,
step off the porch.
you know what I'm saying, somebody got to let you know. Sure.
So with that being said, your father, he did his thing with music and stuff. Have you ever felt unnecessary pressure from the things that he's done, and you being an artist yourself?
Not at all. Not at all. Very very individualistic in that light. And I feel like even when it comes to who my inspiration is, or different things as such, like one of my favorite artists, the favorite artist I have is Jay-Z. So just
He answering questions
kinda,
before I even get there.
hey, that's how it goes sometimes.
Hey, that's free flow. Free flow.
But just with that light and just kind of like, okay, like you like I say, it's all inspiration. You just find your inspiration from different places and you make it your own. And at the end of the day, it's me, and I know it's me. So I just feel like picking from those different baskets of, like I said, inspiration, and like I say, internalizing it and turning it into my own is what makes me me. And now I'm a product of these different individuals. So now it's like we all kind of sharing, this experience, because like y'all are the ones that help me, kind of mold myself.
Each one teach one. I say that on a daily basis. It's not about coming into this world and trying to acquire as much as you can if you're not willing to pass it on to the next person.
Absolutely.
Same thing as knowledge. Absorb more knowledge, learn more things so you can pass on to the next person. It's going to be your time to be the wise one, to give that wisdom out. And so who would you say have been some of the important individuals that have shared a lot of wisdom and guidance with you as you're coming up through hip hop?
Oh man. Like I said, definitely, got a lot of inspiration from Jay-Z, a lot of artists in the game, and more so from the business side aspect, I would say, like in an industry standpoint, in a personal standpoint, my mentor, my business partner, who basically, got me into rapping and everything as well. That was definitely one. He actually started as my quarterback coach. Funny enough. So just from the evolution from just learning the game from him, as far as football, and the skills and development that came with that, rolling into just the music and just life. My father as well too, very, very great example, as well as being a man and different things like that. And then like I say, from there, just different individuals that I run into. I feel like everybody has their own experience, and I feel like as a psychology major, I'm always kind of picking people's brain. And like once you get comfortable with people and you ask people questions and different stuff like that, you can hear their story and take from those experiences and be like, okay, well, this is this and this is that. So I'm a sponge, man. Like, I'm a sponge. So everybody I'm around is almost like in by default an influence in some kind of degree. Whether it's good, bad, ugly, pretty. So I'm here for everybody. I'm here to listen to everybody and take everything in, for sure.
1,000%. And now, being that you were an athlete and everything, was it hard for you to step away from athletics to truly pursue yourself and your all in music?
No. It wasn't hard at all. Do I miss it? Yeah, sometimes. You had those moments. You know what I'm saying? You got
and
like,
when you see
man,
people doing it wrong, you like,
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you my biggest thing right now is the cleats. They are killing me with the cleats right now, bro.
Man.
I'm so mad. And I mean, we had our, me and bro was just talking about the carbons. About the zooms.
Yeah.
So we was just talking about, we had some flavors, but they putting them Jordans on them spikes now, bro. And I'm hot.
It's the spoilage that you guys are getting right now is unfair. I must say that on behalf of everybody that played in the early 2000s and mid 2000s and stuff.
Man,
this is unfair. Where was all this freshness when we was doing it?
Dog, I remember
reaping the benefits of what y'all didn't even put in.
The first pair of cleats, the first pair of Jordans that I seen it put on cleats was the Oreo 8s.
Oreo 8s? Okay.
That was the first pair I ever seen, and that was like right when I was about to get out of college, I think. But yeah, no, it's hilarious, bro. I like that alone right there is like, all right, maybe I can give me another year in.
For real, let me go ahead and just put one more in for the cleats and everything.
But no, it wasn't hard, man. I knew that I always knew that football wasn't going to be the end goal for me. It was just a stepping stone, and something that was going to allow me to get more experiences in life. And like I said, after college, it was like, okay, bad. Like this is where this train stops. And it was cool. I was totally comfortable with it. And then I was also stepping into something else that I loved as well too. So I feel like that's a thing that we kind of fall off as athletes. We get so consumed in our sport where it becomes that do or die thing at the end of the day, and we don't find anything else through the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have college, you have high school for hobbies and different stuff like that, to kind of figure yourself out again. Like I said, that experience of me going to New York, that I mean, not New York, we're going to Philly, but also to being able to be in New York and being able to be in Maryland and being able to be in these different cities, and also being on the East Coast where hip hop originated. You know, it gave me that cultural experience that I needed to really like soak up to be like, yeah, nah, rap is what I want to do. You know, and then the athleticism, you know, that came with it, and after that is just like, you know, like we talked about, it's each one teach one at this point.
Yep.
Now it's like everything that I've learned, I can go back and give it to the next QB, you know, and do stuff like that. So that's something that we're you know, we're starting up as well too. So I'm sure you're gonna ask about that. So we're gonna get into that.
Absolutely. And you know, you mentioned cleats, and I stay, you know, thanking my proud sponsors of Shoe Pugs. But you know, I got something for the feet.
Okay.
So, you know, I got, you know, bam, you know, boom, some Shoe Pug socks over there for you.
Shout out.
And I got something for you. Bam, you know, take care of everybody.
Shout out Shoe Pugs, man. Appreciate
Definitely.
y'all.
Again, if shoes are your drugs, hit up my boy Jimmy at Shoe Pugs.
Hey,
take
that's
care of you. I gave him that, you know, pugging and thugging. We pugging all over the world. We doing this, man.
Hey, that's fire.
Telling you, man. People would thought I was a lyricism, but no. I stand by every individual that I come across. I have blind loyalty. I feel like I don't need to know someone for a long period of time to really have a kindred spirit connection with a person. So when it comes to you working in studios, you come across different artists and everything. Can you at this point tell if the vibe isn't for you, or do you just go into it just putting positivity out there regardless of what comes back?
Man, it's crazy that you asked that. I just had a session on Monday with my boy John from Canada. First time meeting him, and bro, like on some funny shit, no homo. We hit it off. Like literally, the vibe was there. You know, we chopped it up. He's also an ex-athlete as well. I just feel like athletes, we connect. It's and you know, like once you can tell someone's tenacity in their work output, especially at a you know, it's at a higher level when you have that athleticism behind you. And you know, we locked the fuck in, bro. Like it was literally like it was like I knew bro for years, you know. And I feel like just going into that space, my mindset was very open. Like I don't really go in with too much expectation, you know, again, because I do know that everybody has their experiences and everybody has their, you know, things that go on in their life that have molded them and have shaped their thought process and different things like that. So it's just more so going in and being yourself and allowing your light to shine, and then you bring the best out of people. You know, like again, playing quarterback, you know, one of my favorite quarterbacks, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. You know, and they always said those two quarterbacks, they made everybody else around them better.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's almost like I don't even care what you got going on, care where you came from, no none of that. Just know when you come in here with me, we gonna level up. You know, we gonna get you to where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna help me get where I need to be, and then we gonna be there together.
Each one teach one.
Each one teach one.
Man, and again, I've been several studio sessions with different artists and everything, and the one thing I appreciate is when a person comes in there prepared. Talk about the importance of preparation leading to a strong execution, and how do you stay prepared?
Strategy is one of the biggest things that I've been leaning on as of late as well too. I'm actually reading a book right now, Winners and Why They Succeed. And that right there, the first chapter is all about strategy and what it takes to develop the strategy that's going to allow you to reach the masses. And also read another book as well, Psychology of Money. And that right there was also talking about just the difference in doing what works for you and not taking someone else's experience and trying to live directly through that experience, because what worked for them may not work for you.
Right.
So I feel like just the preparation alone in, you know, and music is a very touchy subject when it comes to preparation, because a lot of people prepare differently.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of people have different styles. You know, you may have somebody that comes in and they might not even write, you know, or they might not even write to beats, or, you know, they might have the beat might get cooked up right then and there. So it's really you really standing and expressing and using your creative, expression. But I feel like preparation is more of a day in a life thing.
Right.
Like if you're prepared for life, if you're prepared for that day, and you're more so like, okay, like, even if I get in whatever situation it is, I know that I can handle this in whatever facet it is. And in a life for me, like I say, it's more of a daily thing.
Right.
Every day is different. So, you just kind of wake up in the morning and you pray, you make sure that, like, God, I know you got me. Let's go ahead and move through this occasion, move through this 24, and let's take what we got. So, you kind of have that sense of uncertainty going through, but leaning towards your higher power, or whatever it is that for the people that whatever it is that gets you through. But it starts with you starting the day, and that preparation alone right there allows you to take on whatever goes on. And it's never perfect, but as long as you just keep on trying and, keep on going.
Everybody knows this with me. The word trying, when you meet me, becomes less and less a part of your vocabulary.
That's real
Trying
too.
is a state of mind, doing a state of action. So we're working towards, we're in the process of, we're working on. That trying, though, that'll keep you in that not doing. So it's also like walking on a treadmill. Now get off that treadmill of moving in place, and get on that track and start moving forward.
Absolutely. That's
So
real.
no more
That's
trying.
real. It's funny that you say that, because now that I think about it, I don't really say try no more. It's funny, like it got to a
See
point
how quick
where
that happens?
it's funny because it's so funny. I got to a point where I was texting one day, and I think I was telling Ryan actually. We're having a conversation.
Right,
yeah, we and I know you had a question for me about that, and then we'll get into that for sure. But I think I was texting Ryan, and I think I was saying like, I'm trying to do this, or I'm trying to do that, and I was like, nah. What we gonna do is,
we go. What we gonna do.
But yes, definitely. Switching that vocabulary, it switches the mind, and then it switches to action. It all transpires together for sure.
Absolutely. So yeah, speaking of our brother Brian, talk about the importance that he's been towards you as a person and as an artist, and how it even came together.
Man, all right. Well, I got to start off with how it came together first,
Yes,
because
sir.
it wouldn't even be what it was if it wasn't for my brother. So I made Justin my manager late last year, middle of last year, somewhere around there. And he's been phenomenal at the network. And like I said before, one of my biggest things in stepping out of my comfort zone is just being outside.
Right.
Like, I'm cool with being at events and like, okay, let me do this to get this done. Let me shake these hands. Let me do this. But I'm not the stay out super long guy. Like,
if I don't have to go, I won't go.
Hey, look, I'm still on. If I got to lap around for the parking twice, we live in LA, so a lot of the events where it need to
parking
be, it
is
ain't
horrible,
never,
man.
it ain't never,
or
no
it's
parking.
too much.
Or it's too much.
I went to shout out to my guy Mars. I was at the grand opening of the spaceship over in Venice Beach. And I pull up and the dude's talking about $55 for parking. I was like, look down, it was $65. I'm like, why is it going further up the further away I get from this bitch?
Right.
And it was just, I stayed where I was and I paid what I paid. But I say that to say that LA, man, you go anywhere, you just be prepared to at least walk half a mile, park your thing around the corner or up the block somewhere and stuff like that. These prices is getting ridiculous.
Yeah. So he's been doing a great job at helping me with the popping out and networking. But in this situation, he was actually at Jason Cash's listening party.
Yeah.
I actually had to work that night, and he runs into Ryan just having a conversation with another person. And you know how intuitive Ryan is. When he hears something that starts to get his wheels going. So they had a conversation. That conversation turned into a meeting. That meeting turned into, us making a couple moves. That turned into where we're at now. So very, very huge shout out to Justin. Huge shout out to Ryan, because
major shout out.
He's one of those individuals that, again, that blind loyalty that you talked about, and just being there for people that you just, like you said, you feel that kindred spirit with them off the rip, And you know, he was definitely one of those people that was like, man, like I really like what y'all doing, and you know, the brotherhood that you and your brother share in this space, you know, you don't see often. You don't see family, you know, working together. And you know, we butt heads and we do our thing, but we brothers. That's what it is. You know, like we gonna always do that. But you know, just being able to work through that and you know, do that at a high level, is something that you don't see often. So he was like, man, nah, I got to get with y'all. So again, very, very grateful for that opportunity. And shoot, like we only scratching the surface. We only scratching the
I see
surface for
that.
sure.
That's 1,000%. And I definitely personally want to shout out Ryan. Again, this man hit me up when I was on my deathbed. Like it's deeper than just simple friendships with him. Like we lock for life, and I tell him, family of family is family. So whoever you feel has a story to tell that can help the next person, you know, stop suffering in silence and stop hiding it hurt so it can heal from it. Bring them on in, have them sit with me, and you know we gonna kill it like we always do.
Absolutely.
Man, but
Absolutely.
again, it's still about you, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I have an amazing segment called Blast from the Past, where I,
Okay.
you know, conjure up some things, you know.
Oh, you didn't win in the vault.
Yeah, a little
Oh,
bit, a little
man.
something, something, a
Oh.
little something,
Let's see what you got up over here, brother.
little something, something. Let me make sure everything. Yep. Okay. So boom, let's go right here because you was talking about it a lot, my brother. Bam.
Hey.
Back down memory lane. Back down memory lane.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So talk about the importance of camaraderie and how this also shaped you not only as an athlete but as a man.
Man, huge shout out to Lincoln University, man. Huge shout out, you know, to everybody that I met in that process, and through those 3 years, all the guys that, you know, devoted themselves to playing. It's always funny looking at this, man, because it's just like, man, like I look totally different. I feel like I look like a stick right here. That shit is crazy. But camaraderie, man. Like, you know, and football is such a it's one of those sports, man, where like it's literally like you're locked in. Like you unfortunately have to go through a process that's so strenuous that the person next to you doing it, you gotta respect, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta respect them. Like, bro, like you here with me in the trenches, and like we don't gotta be here,
Right.
you know.
That's a major
And
thing.
to do it at a high level, and you know, to continue to matriculate through the adversity and the politics and all of the different things to get to where you are, like, you know, to get to the point of going to school. It's like I said, it's respectable, you know, and that camaraderie, it oozes through the process. And I feel like the people that, you know, find themselves, you know, getting through this and get into this level and even get into the next level. Like I got homies that are still playing, you know, they playing arena ball, they playing XFL, they playing USFL, Canadian
League,
you know,
yeah.
so it's so many opportunities. But again, that drive that comes behind this is hands down is hands down something that you can't teach. You can't recreate it, you know, you can't supplement it. Like you have to go through it. And that alone right there allows you to create bonds with people because you know that they're willing to do the same thing that you are. So it automatically puts you guys in the same, you know, category. And then from there, you know, it's all kind of, like I say, it's politics, all kind of stuff in that. But again, just the bare minimum, you know, lock in that it takes to get to this is crazy, you know. And I feel like you know, it's one of those things that when you translate it into real life, it only allows you to be great. You know, it's like if you look at it and you literally take your, okay, you know, just for example, you know, you're waking up 5 a.m., you know, to go to a workout. You know, not only do you got to wake up at 5 a.m. to go to a workout, then you got to eat, then you got class, right? Then you go from class, then you got, you know, weight room, or you may have, you know, film, you know, then you got another practice after that.
Hence is why
You know
I
what I'm
picked
saying?
dedication.
Hey, you know, like for real. And then from there, you still got to go to sleep, but you still got homework. So you got to go to study hall. You know what I'm saying? So all of these different processes that you have to go through to achieve the finishing product of what this is, it wires you to now move a certain way once you're outside of that. So now, I do personal training as well too.
Absolutely.
So it's early morning still. I wake up pretty much, sometimes my first session is 4 a.m. So I'm up 3 a.m., getting ready for the day, boom, getting myself together. Then I got to eat, then I'm programming for my clients. And then not only am I programming for my clients, now I got to turn my hat around because now I got to do my CEO thing for the music. So,
major shout out to the homegirl Sunlit. Major shout out to the homegirl
Sunlit's doing her thing.
I'm going to have her in this seat because she has an amazing journey.
Give her 4 months.
Oh, I know.
Give her 4 months. She going to come here looking like a totally different person.
I definitely know that.
Absolutely. So
dedication is there.
Definitely shout out to her for sure.
I hit her right before here. I was like, let me FaceTime her and see if she gonna believe who I got in the studio today and stuff. Knowing that I damn know what she's been doing today and what you've been doing today and everything.
Literally, you seen it. We was literally together today. So shout out to her. So not only am I programming for clients, like I say, I got to spin my hat around. Now I'm CEO for the label. Now I'm doing back office stuff. I'm making sure that, okay, let me send this in. Let me make sure, even today, like, okay, I got to make sure I got the coordinates right for the interview. Let me get the time right. Let me make sure I got SB number, all of this, boom, boom. So, like I said, that scheduling and that, like I say, you're hardwired from the start to kind of, produce and this activity, this high level of activity has to, kind of keep on rolling. So, it's only done the better. And I would really say too, it's a mindset thing as well too.
Absolutely.
Like the mentality that it takes to push yourself through to get, to get to the end stages of that football thing and in the sports realm and just athletics in general is, it's like it's really do or die. It's really like, nah, I'm here to do this. I got to do this, and I'm here for a reason. And it's like if you don't look at it like that, you're wasting your time. You won't even make it to the end. So translating that into real life is like, okay, like these are my hobbies. Nah, these not my hobbies. This is what I want to do. This is what I love. This is my passion. So now turning your passion into, okay, now what does it take to turn my passion into what molds my life and what's going on, and now it's my purpose. Exactly. And so there you just continue to keep on going. I had a great conversation with the Reasons manager, Jay, and man, he said something so crazy. He was like, man, you just got to be crazy enough to not quit. And literally like that alone right there is athletics right there. And then you translate that into real life. It's like, oh, well, shoot, let me just keep on going. Let me keep showing up. Let me that consistency, and at the end of the day, man, it just, it's like I say, man, you're hardwired. You're hardwired at that point. So now it's just, again, translating it to what you want to do, and it is that.
For sure. I still got more for you.
Oh, he said I got more.
I got more. Bam.
Okay.
Greatness over everything. Talk about how great you feel when you're performing for, a large amount of people, but the connection that you actually have with them.
Community is huge.
Yes.
That's one of the pillars of greatness over everything is community. And this right here was actually very, very special on a few different notes, because this was my first high school show. We actually performed at their they had a they had a rally. I don't know if it was the end of school, if it was prom, if it was.
You got some Christmas hats over here.
Yeah, so it might have. Yeah, so it was okay. So yeah, we somewhere up in that fall season, going into the next year. But this was at Banning High School, school where my mom and dad met and graduated from. So that was also very, very huge as well. Shared the stage that day with Joe Moses, Radio Bass.
Yep.
Dang, I feel like somebody else was there too that I can't remember off the top of my head. But performing and just being in the space where, you're able to really share your passion at its highest level is invigorating. And I always feel like, people always ask me like, does performing like scare you? Like, do you get nervous and this and that? And I'm like, no. And it took me a minute to kind of realize why. But it's almost like a game. Like literally, it's really almost like a game, and it's again that preparation that comes, behind it, and how I've been preparing myself and upping my performances throughout the years of me doing this. it's like second nature now. So it's like, nah, like why would I be nervous? You know, I'm almost distraught by that question, almost like behooved. I'm like, oh hey, like, you know, like
Nah,
we
we
talk
prepare for
about
this.
scared. No,
It's like when people tell me good luck. Luck is for people who don't work hard for this shit. And I work hard for this. So just tell me keep going.
Absolutely, yeah. So you know, it's fun, man, and I love it, and I love the rush that I get when I'm performing. And like I said, this was my first high school one, and a lot of those kids that, you know, had never heard me. I'm like the only artist there that ain't nobody really heard of, but you know, they was rocking. And you know, again, just being able to share it, and again, like we talked about earlier, just getting those small confirmations from those people that you don't know.
Right.
You know, they're like, oh yeah, no, you hard. You know, they, oh, can you sign this? Can you sign that? So nah, definitely no better feeling, man. And you know, I'm glad that I keep getting to, you know, replicate that for sure.
Absolutely. I got more feelings for you.
Oh man, come on
man.
now. At this point, I don't know what you about to pull up.
Anything. You know, might pull up some alumni of the show, especially
P.
family right here. And it's so funny. We are family. I had my cousin hit me up. He's like, you know, we related and everything. And I'm like, oh snap, Auntie Kim, my cousin Brandon. So I did see the pictures of the baby shower. Upset that I wasn't invited. We're gonna talk about that later, but I still got some gifts for y'all. But yeah, he's also an alumni of the show. And talk about the importance of the brotherhood that you guys have, and how just dope it is to be a dope person connected with another dope person.
Man, shout out to P for real.
Yes, for real.
We met networking event, somebody's show, somebody podcast thing, whatever the case it was. But you know, I like you said, that kindred spirit. You know, when talking to people that, you know, you just kind of relate, and you can just kind of, you know, be, like I said, it makes it easy to be yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, I was actually talking to somebody about, you know, that first layer of people that you always got to get past, and it's not always the easiest thing to get past with some people because of, you know, what they've endured in their lives. But you know, P was an open book, man, and you know, we sat in the studio for a while, and you know, listened to beats, and you know, cooked up, and you know, have had some time where, you know, we're able to bounce ideas off of each other, and you can just, you know, feel you can feel the similarities.
Yes.
You know, in our deliveries when it comes to, you know, certain music and certain, you know, sounds, and you know, different things and such as we're creating. And he's just a cool dude, man.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, like super chill, man. And that's me too. Like I'm super chill. So I definitely get along with people that's in that same vibe as well. Yeah. And you know, looking forward to a lot of the stuff that we're about to drop, because you know, we definitely got a lot of stuff in the vault. So yeah, man, excited, and shout out to P again.
Big shout
you know,
out.
Congratulations on your newborn and everything as well too. So
Definitely,
you know,
man.
that's definitely, again, life. You know, life. So you know, we gonna keep it going for him, for sure. That
1000%. And of course, we gonna keep it going. Another one.
I know you got something funny about to pop up.
Bam! As soon as you say it, it comes right to you.
I already know.
Talk about it, man.
Yeah. Hey man, that's a funny dude right there.
Yeah.
That's a funny dude right there.
Man, if you could tell that dude anything that will transition to what it is now, what would you say?
You got to be crazy enough to keep going. Got to be crazy enough to not quit. Man, that dude right there, ambitious. And I feel like if I could go back and tell myself where I am now, I feel like he wouldn't even be surprised. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, like that's actually gonna happen." Like one of those kind of things. Like, again, like that sense of, you know, futuristic confirmation, almost like deja vu.
Yeah,
it would almost be deja vu. You know, and you know, I had a great upbringing with you know, two parents that definitely motivated us and let us know that, you know, we can achieve whatever it is that we put our mind to. And, you know, I never told myself that I couldn't do anything. And I feel like at that point, and looking back now, and, you know, looking towards now, it's just like, you know, like I was crazy enough to not quit, you know, like those little notebooks, those little composition notebooks that I would fill up, you know, it's just random ass rhymes, you know, translated into, you know, finishing and, you know, getting to where I am now. So it's definitely it's definitely funny, looking back. But I definitely think
pants
that
cuffed
guy,
heavy.
hey, and that was that was back when them 5 was like, hey, them actually, you know what, them actually might be Timberland jeans right there.
Okay.
For real. It might be a whole Timberland fit right there. that was when Timberland was actually cracking. But that's the other thing too, and that's why like my experience on the East Coast was so like surreal, because I always wanted to go to the East Coast, and I always felt like I should have been on the East Coast. And clearly, why am I dressed like this in LA?
It's like
you know what I'm saying? This is an East Coast vibe, and I'm positive. You can look out the window right here, out this gate. Actually, that's actually at my grandma's house on the top floor in Gardena. But you can see the sun.
Yeah,
like it looked like it might be a little hot out there. It might be fall though. I'm not gonna put it past. Like I ain't crazy.
For the aesthetics of the picture.
You feel me? But yeah, man. Nah, it's yeah. I had that shit on though. I had that shit on.
For sure. You popped it. And then, of course, this one hits for me as well.
Chuck D.
Chuck Dizzle.
Shout out
brother,
Chuck.
Alumni of the show as well. Just a great person.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see him, he's almost like in awe of what I have to express to him, of the things that and he's always, man, I see what you're doing, SB. I see what you're doing, man. I'm so proud. Last time I seen him was at the Music and Media, Music and Media. Shout out to Chrissy B as well for putting that together. And he just was damn near in tears about how proud he was of me. And it's just like, to hear that from somebody that you've grown up listening to, you still listen to this day, you reach out to, he's reached out to me in dire situations as well. And it's just like, if ever you need anything, I'm always here. Talk about that feeling to have a person like that in your life, but also the importance to seek somebody like that to have, because not everybody does have that.
Absolutely. It's huge, because I feel like as people and as the world is moving now, that sense of connectivity and empathy is kind of depleted. And it's hard to find who's really organic and who's really about what they say. And we throw words around so loosely nowadays, friend, twin, bro,
Seriously.
And what does that really mean only computes maybe half of the time, and I feel like having those people in your corner is relief. It's literally relief, because you know that, okay, like, look, if I'm really in a jam, I can lean on this person, and this person can also lean on me. And then just knowing that you can be that person to somebody is also like invigorating as well, because now it's like, okay, like I can actually be there for somebody, and somebody is actually looking to me if they need something, or you're just it just gives you a little bit more life, to feel to feel like you're here for a reason, and you're purposely able to reach and extend and help people and be that. But I feel like like you gotta have those people, and it's good to and if you don't, it's fine, like it'll happen. I feel like that's why you have to continue to network and continue to talk to people, because you never know who that person is going to be. I feel like we also kind of cage ourselves in, because we feel like sometimes those that are closest to us, that we've already built relationships with, are supposed to be those people, but that may not be their calling,
right?
And that may not be their purpose, and it may not be their season, for them to do that as well either. So you have to tread lightly with those conversations and those types of interactions, but everybody can be whatever it is that you need in whatever season that kind of pops up. So just keeping yourself open-minded to that, and just kind of like I say, filling in the blanks. And one thing that I was talking to actually my mom about not too long ago was faith without practice is dead at the end of the day. So it's like you have to be able to put yourself in position and be able, again, going back to preparation.
Yep.
You have to be able to continue to walk in your light to get those people that are like, hey, nah, yeah, I love what you're doing. Whatever you need, you let me know. I got you. You know what I'm saying? Because those people are out there for you. You just have to be able to, you know what I'm saying, get to them. So I feel like that's the biggest thing when it comes to that, man. And also too, man, shout out to Chuck. Literally, you know, he couldn't get my name right the first like month and a half that I knew him. But man, great dude, bro. Great dude. Like literally from the jump, man. I actually, you know, funny enough, met him through his Instagram streams, listening to music.
Yeah.
Kept submitting. And he's like, no, I want to hear some more of this Eban Jackson, this Eban Jackson. But I always tease him for that too. It's so hilarious. But
I'm rubbing it next to my seat.
hey, this man, solid dude, man, real solid dude. And ever since that link up, man, he's shown nothing but love, and it's always good to see Chuck around, and shout out to him and everything that he's doing. Congratulations on that new radio,
exactly.
On that new radio joint, man. It's funny, I was actually listening to 92 not too long ago, so I heard his little infomercial. You done made it when you get that infomercial.
You get that infomercial.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's going even when you ain't even there.
Hey, it's going when you're not even there. So shout out to you, Chuck, man. Keep on doing your thing, man. Proud of you, dog.
Keep on being that beacon and that sense of hope for the rest of us.
Absolutely.
Keep on being that voice of LA, and just keep on being the awesome person that you are, family man that you are, father, husband, friend, son. Just keep on being everything that you are, because it definitely is paying off with all of us.
Absolutely, big dog.
Sincerely.
Sure.
And now we are definitely at the positive period of the podcast, where I ask everyone that's sitting across from me, whether you're talking to the younger version of yourself or talking to somebody else out there who wishes they could overcome their suffering in silence or hiding their hurt to heal from it and be fully in purpose, or in practice of their purpose, what would that be?
Man, going back to that saying, man, you got to be crazy enough to not quit. You got to be crazy enough to not quit, and also too that can never be too high, never be too low. And again, man, it's self-preservation, man. Like you gotta just stay at it and keep working on yourself. At the end of the day, I feel like once people can take away everybody else's input and their outlooks and whatever obstacles and all of that stuff that everybody else has going on, and you actually look in the mirror and you actually say, okay, look, I'm going to do this about myself. I'm going to change this about myself. I'm going to, work on this for me. Then everything else changes. Right? So I would tell people and tell my younger self, hey, man, continue to work on yourself. Continue to sharpen your sword. Continue to educate yourself. Continue to, explore your own endeavors and your own experiences, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to learn. Like everything that we do in life and everything that happens, it transpires for a reason, and it's there to either show you something or it's there to teach you something. So with that being said, you don't look at things as losses. I don't look at loss. I don't take L's.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? I don't take. It's a lesson. And most of the time, if we really, really look at it, it's a reoccurring lesson. Yeah. It's something about it that we're not quite getting right. So we got to keep going through that. And once we really, understand that and understand that it's our output in life that directs where we end up, I feel like we become now that vessel that people can, watch after. I feel like role models, like, man, like you remember like back in school, like when like we actually had like real positive role models, like the little safety dog and Smokey the Bear and like McGruff. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like really being those, like really embodying, not necessarily those those practices and stuff like that, because they were specific for whatever, but embodying the idea of I'm gonna make myself the best version of me, so that now when somebody else looks at me, they like, dang, like even though I'm not there, I know I want to be something like that person right there. I want to do something that they doing. And again, man, it all funnels back to greatness. It all funnels back to greatness over everything. And like I say, just being 1% better every single day, bro. Like literally, that's that mantra alone allows me to keep waking up every day. Like, okay, like what am I going to do today that was different from yesterday? That's gonna allow somebody else to look at it and be like, dang, like
For inspiration.
let's do that. Like let's move in that direction. Absolutely.
So let's go ahead and move into the direction of the music. What's the next single coming out? When can we expect another performance? Let us know.
Man, hey, the music is hot on the press right now. So we got Vain.
Yes.
That'll be my next single. That's dropping next week on the 29th. Since we talked about the rebrand and me going ahead and really stepping into myself, a lot of the newer music that's being dropped right now is really resonating from home. So I'm really telling a lot more stories, really trying to get people to understand my transition and where I'm at in my life as well. So a lot of the music is definitely story, it just embodies me, and I feel like it's really giving people a different light as to just where I am and where I've come from. A lot of fans, they know me as still know me as CMG Sos, and kind of doing a little bit more like the West Coast kind of thing, and still doing West Coast records for sure. Still loving that. Always gonna do my come from my roots, but now I'm actually really being able to be in a space to really talk to the people and really kind of get in that that deeper bag
versatility.
That versatility, and really looking forward to it, man. Got some great production. Like I said, we got stuff with P coming. Actually linked up with a great dude by the name of V Shahid. That's who actually produced Vain. That's coming out. Dedication dropped as well. Linked up with Shark from out in I want to say he's out in Florida as well. So that's another nice link up. Shout out to Ryan as well for that one. So the versatility and the sound and the production has taken another step as well too, and a lot of people are noticing that as well. But like I said, just to get back to to the calendar, Vain is dropping next week. Then we have Carson State of Mind. I'm giving a little title, to give people kind of a sense. Like I said,
what you putting down.
You feel what I'm saying? So Carson State of Mind will be next after that, and then we got Central Ave. Central Ave is going to be a huge record. I'm not even going to say who's on it. I'm not even going to reveal what that's looking like. But
I mean, as far as it goes, 'cause I'm from Compton. As far as Central Ave goes,
you feel what I'm saying?
There's a lot of bases that you can hit on. That's powerful right there.
So
I'm really looking forward to that.
So I'm really excited about Central Ave. But basically, you're gonna get at least 2 singles a month for the remainder of the year.
Okay.
So we're real excited about that. Like I said, working with some different talent. Shout out to Trev. I know you had Trev on the show.
Yeah, man, that's my brother too.
Me and Trev got some coming as well. Like I said, me and my boy John from out Canada, Toronto. We got something coming. We got some crazy stuff coming for sure. So yeah, man, just collabing with great artists. And again, bro, just immersing myself in the consistency of dropping and really, like I said, really giving the people, my spiel. I feel like one of the biggest things in my career that I've been kind of excelling at a little bit better now is the consistency. I was I felt like around the pandemic time, when I really kind of got a chance to really get into it. We did a lot of stuff, but because the city was on lock, it wasn't a whole lot that we could do, but we did a lot, but it didn't really translate into what it could have been. And now really being able to foundationally be a lot more sound. It allows me, again, that strategy, that preparation of the long-term journey, it has been set up a whole lot better. So
I'm getting basketball vibes in this. I'm getting, when the Lakers won the bubble championship, we didn't get our parade like we were supposed to.
Hey, you feel me?
So
I'm still mad because I didn't get a graduation. So you know what I'm saying? I'm low key still.
Yeah.
I'm rapping because I'm mad at it. I ain't got no graduation.
But you got the cap and gown now.
Yeah, I did.
I seen it in the thing.
You feel me? Hey man,
I do my homework.
Long as I got the degree, long as you got the paper. paper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters. But
and you got the knowledge.
Yeah, and you got the knowledge. So yeah, man. Videos coming as well. Full length video for Central Lab is gonna drop too. So that's gonna be a real good look. And yeah, man, just be ready. Be ready. If you ain't following, find me on the platform.
Literally taking me
like,
into the next one.
Hey,
let them know where they can find you, your incredible music and everything if they ain't already tuned in.
Man, please. I'm on all platforms at Eban Jackson, EBAN, spelled just like that, and then Jackson. If you don't know how to spell Jackson, man, come on, man. Type in Michael, and then put Eban before it. But also too, like I said, express a little bit. I am a personal trainer as well too.
Yes, sir.
So I am also still open for clients as well too. So definitely if you're a person in the South Bay area or any area in LA, because I do travel, looking to get yourself very very immersed in your fitness journey, and you're looking for some help and don't really know where to go, definitely shout out my way. I'm at GOE Training. That's GOE Training. On pretty much all platforms as well. So definitely reach out for that too as well. Look out for that. We got some more stuff coming. We got some strength and conditioning camps for the youth coming with the Helping Hand LA. That's something that I'm really excited about as well. We'll be starting back our women's boot camps later on this year as well too. And man, just a lot more stuff in that fitness space, because that's definitely one of my other motivating sectors that
I was
like
into
to
that
keep
space
on.
very heavy. I was an operation manager for LA Fitness and 24-hour Fitness.
Oh man, shout out to you.
I
You know how crazy it get.
Too crazy. And then for me, I was doing, instead of personal training, I was doing personal motivation. So I was actually working out with my clients. Because if your form is off, you can risk an injury, which means it's going to take way more time.
Absolutely.
And then it's easier to motivate someone in the trenches with them, like you've been saying. So like that was something I'll also be bringing back, just working on scheduling. But no, I was, helping any and everyone that I could help, older individuals, younger individuals, in between. And it's just all also like, just really dedicating yourself to life changes. It's not a hobby. It's actually a life change. So just be on that movement or get moved over.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. And you guys, man, I can't say thank y'all enough, but y'all know what to do at this point. Hit that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment down below or hit me in the DMs. I see and, respond to everything, almost everything. Some of them be a little too crazy. Want to thank my proud sponsors again: Free Fuel, Burgundyism, Self Love, King Vision, and Shoe Pugs. We got some more on the way, but I can't say thank you guys enough. Thank you for being here, my brother. And like I said, everybody's a repeat offender. Life isn't just one chapter to the book. It's multiple. So I'm definitely going to have you back.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get more going. And man, I look forward to having you back, too.
Absolutely, brother.
Definitely. And you guys already know who it is. It's your boy, XPress, on another great episode of Express Yourself with XPress. See y'all next time.
I hate when you elevate. You're stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly.